I'm waiting for my wormwood tea to get dropped off because we're going to deworm. If we have any parasites or any kind of hookworms or anything like that in our intestines, we're going to get them out. You should not do this if you're pregnant. You shouldn't do it for more than 4 weeks. It said 1 teaspoon of wormwood per cup of water. I'm not going to put any sweetener in it. I'm going to drink it on an empty stomach. And I'm going to do it once or twice a day for about a week. That's my plan. And then we'll see what happens. Also, I've been putting castor oil in my belly button. Shout out to my son, Ra, for telling me that. And when I researched it, apparently it helps with bloating and sleep. I'm not gonna lie, I have been sleeping a lot better since I've been doing it. Because the goal is to sleep through the night. First, it was to sleep at all. Then it was to unplug before I fall asleep. Then we were focused on our dream work, remembering our dreams, writing them down, or writing down whatever is relevant, discussing it with family so we can decipher them. We love deciphering each other's dreams. It's something that my daughter and I do in the mornings. And we don't share every dream, but dreams that are really, really poignant and relevant, we share with each other. And then we decipher them. It's just like pulling tarot. You can pull tarot with anything: dreams, pictures on the wall, clouds in the sky. You're just reading, you're reading. So these are the spiritual practices that we do: meditation, pulling tarot, reading, and connecting on a level to where we can communicate without talking. That's what we do with our time. We educate ourselves. I've got a lot of books. My goal is to read all of them. We use time to be creative. It helps us heal from our trauma and helps us connect with spirit. I like to say spirit because it feels better than saying God, because I feel like the word God is connected to a patriarchal religious construct that I don't subscribe to. I went through my process of having God be male and then God be female, specifically a black female, and then understanding that God doesn't have a sex, but there are aspects of masculine and feminine that we all have. And it's not about sexuality, it's about power. It's about the type of power that you have, and that we have it all messed up with the male female thing. It's just about aspects, it's not about sexuality per se. At least that's what I've come to understand as of this day. It's June 8th. I'm 34 days into my social media fast or diet, and my understanding as of today, from what I've read and experienced, is that God is neither male nor female, but all things, and it's just an energy, a source, our energy source. So as I evolve in my spirituality, I find that I'm just used to saying God, but my heart wants to say spirit or source. I feel like that's more what I mean. I don't want to just feel like when I say God, I'm not being understood and I'm not forming a full enough picture of what I mean when I'm talking about my creator. And I appreciate Jesus and everything that he taught, but I don't worship Jesus, and I don't believe that I need to pray to Jesus. Jesus was still a person. I do believe that God is in all of us, that the creator, this creation spark, the creator, the source is inside of all of us. And I believe that it's the highest standard and the highest expression of love. And when I say, oh, I don't believe in a devil or all that, I say that because I don't want to give negativity power, and also because if source is the source of life, then anything that comes from that is God. Is that source? It's that. However it chooses to express itself, whether that be demonically or angelically, it's still all God, and that's how I see it. And it's really that complicated, but really that simple. Just like life, just like us. So that's how I see it. And I take very seriously the responsibility of showing my children the Most High and guiding them through this very dense and dark place. And I don't want to connect darkness with negativity because I myself am dark, but I also respect the darkness and the light inside of me, just like I respect it outside of me. Just because the nighttime comes and bad things happen under the cover of the darkness does not itself essentially make the darkness evil or bad. And I don't want the pressure of being all light. That's not what I am. I am both light and dark. So I'm something different. And I need to tap into either one of those energies at any given time, considering that I live pretty much in hell. They eat babies down here. This ain't hell? Come on. Atrocities in the name of the Most High? No. Be so for real. So, yes, I do aim to be the greatest version of myself. I don't want to have bad thoughts. I don't want to hurt people. I'm angry. I don't like being disrespected. I don't like being taken advantage of. But my nature is to move away, but I will attack when provoked. I don't want that though. Like, I want to live in a peaceful realm. That's not where I was planted. I was planted here. So I'm doing the best I can to not become my environment. I want to become more like what created me, the Most High, the highest expression of love. If I could be allowed to be my true self without being a target, I would relish in that existence. If I could just love people, clean things, and move on my own time, that would be heaven for me. But it's not like that here. You can't, it's, you make yourself a target when you are open with your emotions and when you are too kind or too helpful. There will always be someone waiting to absorb that energy or to take from you what you've accumulated. And that's a shame. So, because of that, the shadow is necessary to be incorporated into your light, or you're going to die here. I mean, we all going to die, but it's like, girl, I'm not saying dim your light. I'm just saying you ain't got to turn it up in all spaces. That's what I'm saying. But it's like, I'm learning how to navigate that. I've just learned that there's some people you can't have in your life because no matter how much you love them and give them, they're never going to love you back. They may even pretend to like you, and those are the most dangerous types. I like the type that show that they don't like me. I like that. I can respect that. But it's the ones that get close to you and they know that they hate you and they make love to you and y'all hang out and y'all are friends and y'all build a life together, and those are the ones that betray you because they hated you from the very beginning because you have something that aggravates their soul. Because whatever state that they're in, it's not one that's welcoming to you just being all blossoming in their life. And they want to destroy you. They want to consume you. But they are wearing the face of someone who is in love. And that is so dangerous and unfortunate. And there are people that play games like that. And maybe that's why I had to go through what I went through so I could share my story and help other people. Because before I went through what I went through, I didn't even know that people thought the way that this individual thought or these individuals think. That there are groups of people that do nothing but harass other people or try to destroy other people simply because they have light in them. That's kind of crazy and it's huge and it's not a conspiracy. It's because it's what it is. Well, yes, they are conspiring, yes, but it's not a conspiracy theory, and that's very sad. See, I even feel sad for them. I'm not even angry. I get annoyed at the state of the world because people are just selfish and evil and just want to have everything that is good for themselves only. That's weird. This is a very abundant planet. Nature is very abundant here, and there's more than enough for everyone. There's no problem here on earth that cannot be solved rationally. Y'all are choosing to go at war. Y'all are choosing to do that. It's a choice. Y'all are choosing to massacre people. You're choosing to do that. That is a choice. You are choosing to conform to outrageous laws and standards. It makes no sense. That is also a choice. But what do I know? I know I found a recipe for homemade egg roll wrappers that don't have eggs in them. I'm so excited. Yes, it only has flour, baking powder, salt, and water in it. Even though this is in milliliters, oh, I don't like when they do that. Now I gotta do some math of water. So, in order to make the egg roll wrappers, it specifically says not to use a cast iron skillet. So, I'm gonna have to use my son's steel nonstick. It's a really good pan. It's not one of those ones that have the toxic lining on it. It's stainless steel. It's a professional. I don't even want to tell you how much he paid for them pans. It was crazy. So you have to take the batter and take that. What is that utensil? I use it on my pies when I'm doing my. It's just like almond milk and honey or agave. I mix it and I put the egg wash. It's an eggless egg wash for on top of my pies. That I think it's called a pastry brush. So you take the pastry brush and you dip it in the egg roll wrapper mix. I think maybe it's probably gonna be the consistency of like pancake mix. And then you put it over the pan that's on pretty much low, and you have to make a circular motion and let it cook evenly and flip it. I think you only cook it for like 1 minute on each side. Because I was reading about it. Whenever I'm doing something new like this, I study the recipe like it's a school. Like I'm in cooking school, culinary school. Because I really learning about food is so important. It keeps us alive. So I have to learn how to manage money properly. I have to clock how my kids eat, like their rhythms, so that I know when to have what food. And then I have to also keep track of what day of the week am I buying my groceries? Where am I buying them from? When do costs go up? Because the eggs from Martin's, that 30 pack, it'll be three different prices within a 2 week span period. It went from $10 to 14 to 17 to 19. Then we waited a few weeks and it went back down to 14. Then it went to 11. That was all within 6 weeks. That's crazy. So that happens a lot. And with some stores, and I learned this doing Instacart, you have to know when they're going to get fresh vegetables and fruits. You need to know when they run out of stuff because they do run out of stuff, like crazy stuff. Things you wouldn't expect them to run out of, vinegar, sugar. What are you doing? But I don't even buy that much sugar. So we're going to make these egg roll wrappers. We're going to put cabbage in there because cabbage is very inexpensive. It's full of fiber, very healthy, very filling. And then we're going to get the carrots. Sam's Club, if you have Medicaid or food stamp cards, $20 for a membership for the first year. So we're going to do that and start getting our fruits and vegetables from Sam's because they go through a lot of them. And I haven't been happy with the quality of the Brussels sprouts at Aldi lately. I'm just over it. I'm tired of getting rotten stuff, rotten onions, rotten. What else did we get that was rotten? One of my cantaloupes, one of her packs of mangoes. So I don't have time to keep buying rotten food. I've got a lot of new recipes I'm gonna make. Her chickpea cheesecake. We're gonna do a blueberry pie. We're doing eggplant. Couple of things. Parsnips. My Hungarian mother-in-law introduced me to parsnips. She used to put it in her beef stew, but you can roast them. They look like white carrots, but you can roast them just like potatoes. And it's the same technique that I use for my potatoes. Oil, salt, 450, 30 minutes. That's it. It's easy. I throw my herbs in there. You know, I gotta throw my herbs in there. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Subscribe if you like. Hit the like if you like me.